Starting your own business is hard. Take it from me and my friend Matt Watson. It can be very intimidating. You don't know what steps you need to take first. There's so many different hats you have to start wearing. It can get confusing. Believe me, I know. It's like, don't you just wish there was some sort of tool or brand that could help me out here? And that's where Shopify comes in to save the day. Shopify is the commerce platform that millions of businesses use around the globe. And might I add, 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. From brands like Mattel and Gymshark to even us. Shopify has so many people covered. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today over at shopify.com/super. Shopify.com/super. Again, that's shopify.com/super.
Download some files? Check these out. Check these out. Will you be at the gates of heaven? Congratulations, you won! Alert! 今天恢复你美丽的 Boston。
It do be thangin'. How about you?
It'd be swanging, you know?
Ooh, okay.
Left to right.
How about y'all? And I'm talking to you, the audience. I think that's an appropriate enough time for an answer to be received. Thank you all for responding, or to those who did respond. Those who thought you were too cool to respond.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Ryan's 30, I'm 29, and something we've learned at this ripe old age is that the whole, I'm too cool to partake, like maybe at youth group when everyone's singing worship songs, you're the one guy that's just standing with his hands in his pockets.
Like,
guess what?
Everyone's doing this while you're probably like,
you're just,
maybe swaying a little bit,
Yeah, you're not cool. You're a fucking loser. All right, and you might think you're being the cool one in the room in that moment, but you're going to look back when you're 29, and you're going to hate yourself.
We're going to give you one more shot to make it up to us by answering.
Mm-hmm. So, what it do, audience?
Okay, that's more like
That's
it.
more like it.
Doing live show warm-up with a pre-recorded podcast episode?
Doing crowd work with a...
like trying to amp up an audience.
Looking at a blank wall with a camera and like, how's everyone doing tonight? Fuck, I need to fix the light.
Not in all fairness, just a fun little update. There's been really no progress in the guest setup besides the management being given to someone else.
I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna be like, so
what's the deal?
Who's Mike? If I texted Tucker like all angry, like, who's Mike? He would be really confused.
He would be. I mean, we started this podcast with a video screen, thoughts of having a guest in the first 10 episodes at some point. We are 61 episodes as of this episode into the SuperMega show with still no guests and no fun screen to flip to watch funny YouTube videos on.
For those complaining that go, hey, what the fuck? 61 episodes and no guests? Guys.
Or YouTube videos?
Are Matt and Ryan not good enough for you? Like, come on. Like, are we not funny enough by ourselves? Is our chemistry lacking for you? I like to think that Ryan and myself have some of the greatest best friend chemistry on the internet. Like, name another pair of best friends on the internet who are actually best friends and have great chemistry.
Rhett and Link.
They hate each other.
That is true.
They
That's a little behind the
They get in
scenes.
spats. I've seen them getting spats on camera.
If no one's heard the leaked voicemail from when they were filming Good Mythical Morning, it was not, I guess, a voicemail. It was just a recording. Someone was on set recording, and Rhett was having a freak out. I mean, it's public domain, so Luke, you can play it.
Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set, you prick!
I'm sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for 1 fucking second. The fuck are you doing? Are you professional or not?
Yes, I am.
All right, I thought you were referencing the voicemails that Red left his ex-wife.
No.
Yeah. So those aren't public as far as I know. All right, we're never getting on Good Mythical Morning now. It's just not it. Like I would love to go on Good Mythical.
I don't think that was ever a trajectory for us.
I think it totally was.
Yeah, you think we were on the come up to be on Good Mythical Morning?
Look at our views, brother. They're going to go, whoa, okay, we got to get these crazy crackers on, and not Good Mythical Morning, maybe Good Mythical Kitchen, or Mythical Kitchen, whatever it is.
We could, I guess.
They just had Stav on, and I mean, he was from
Oh, yeah,
Hometown.
when we're talking of people with equal audience and equal pull, I'm glad that you put
I'm not
us
talking
right
about
next
audience
to,
or pull, I'm talking about if you're implying that we're too risque for Mr. R and L. That's for Rhett and Link.
The way you were talking made it sound like you were going to go further with that sentence. I felt like it cut off very
No, that was the
abruptly.
end of the sentence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so about that chemistry.
Yeah, it's something else, as you were saying.
Yeah. Maybe Ian and Anthony.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean, their chemistry was so good that Anthony had to take a break from it because it was like flying too close to the sun.
he was actually he got such a high from spending time with Ian that he actually, likened it to like a heroin addiction, and he actually, for his own health, he had to quit. He looked at Ian and he said, "I just can't quit you," and that's the problem. So he had to step away, which was a very hard decision for him. He stepped away, and then, what does a junkie do? They always go back.
Sorry, I'm just like stepping out, and it's just like ramblings of nonsense that we just go on that have no purpose or no reason, and the joke is we're lying about content creator for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight, and it's just like
Anthony
this
had a heroin addiction,
nonsensical...
and that's why he had to leave Smosh. Fun fact.
Well, it's not a fun fact.
Yeah, it's actually very sad. He pawned his mom's fridge. He pawned his mom, basically everything in his mom's house.
He pawned his mom's legs off for some crack.
Yeah, and that's just one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard. Prosthetics are expensive, so to take both of those prosthetic legs and sell them, like, who's even buying that? Like, why would a pawn store go? Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll buy these legs.
Someone who's trying to make like a robot, like from iRobot, like the Will Smith movie, where the robot, I did not kill him. Except in this situation, I guess that robot is just a pair of legs so far.
Yeah, dude, I'm working on a crazy. Dude, I'm building my own robot. Dude, guys, come over and look at this. Like,
It's just two man. It's just two fucking man like prosthetic
like
legs
just standing up, and it's still a work in progress. But you can see it's shaping up.
This is I call this the alpha. Oh,
Just all the friends in a quiet room, just like
it's like he's like ding. He presses the garage button. It's like,
and you see the legs.
You're
You're
like,
like,
oh.
whoa, here comes the robot. And then it keeps going, and you just see that it ends at the legs too.
all right. Now I think that's enough. Closes slowly.
Now you don't tell us all what you saw here today. All right.
I mean, I bet there are interesting characters. That's okay. I know this is a jump, but because in my head, I'm like, they're interesting. There's so billions and billions of people. The wealth of experiences people have. There are people that act like that. Interesting people, and I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 because of all the fucking. It just made me think of like people doing weird things and all the stranger side missions that happen.
All right,
and
I see the
stuff.
connection now.
I read it. The reason it's on my brain is because I read an article, a gaming article, and it was saying that people have theorized and they've done mathematical equations to try to deduce when this game, Grand Theft Auto 6, is coming out. And from what they've said, sometime late October.
How did they come to that conclusion?
Through mathematical equations and science and just theory.
So just like
just theories.
like a chalkboard just filled with equations.
Yeah. Okay, let's think about it.
You know, just
They're going to want to release it in enough time for it to be considered for Game of the Year, but also within enough time for it to be considered financially profitable for the end of the fiscal year. Mm-hmm. So in doing that, knowing that other games are releasing then, are they really thinking about other games' release schedules? No. Knowing that.
They're going to dominate, so.
Yeah, so as you said, it's a chalkboard full of equations. Apparently they said late October, so we will see.
In those equations, they actually did figure out the equation that basically solves the whole dark matter question of the universe.
That wasn't important at the time.
Yeah, they actually ended up erasing it before taking a picture, which was a shame. But at least they figured out late October is probably when GTA 6 is going to come out.
I think a direct quote from those scientists was more like dark splatter.
They weren't very serious.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating because the science community has been decades, centuries,
just getting railed.
Yeah, just trying to figure out.
Not in like
Depends on the scientist.
Yeah, like
Freud. Einstein was Freud. Freud was railing bars of coke.
Yeah, he was.
He's railing lines left
Fuck
and right.
Yeah,
dude. He loved cocaine so much he would give it to people as gifts for their birthday and Christmas. Like just people that weren't into cocaine either. Like a great aunt. He'd be like, "Have some cocaine."
I like that, there's always that imagery of like when someone's stressed and they go up into like a top shelf of something, get like a little wooden box and it has like a lone cigarette or like the stress cigarette. I just want to see like a movie where they do that and it's just, because usually when in a movie where someone grabs coke, it's like in this erratic kind of like, I just need a little more, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to see it where it's like, he gets like a little wooden box down from the top shelf. It's like a father who just got home from work. Opens it up. There's like a little soft kind of like angelic yellow spotlight glow on the coke as he
just like a
opens
perfect
it.
little baggie of cocaine
Yeah.
with like a $1 bill next to it and like just an old credit card. I wish that was like an involuntary reaction that every human had upon like snorting cocaine. It just like fires the neurons, so it's like Are you doing coke in there?
Yeah.
No.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Okay. You just hear it comes up.
Are you doing coke? I stubbed my toe on the way out of the stall.
And I sneezed right afterwards. Some might say coincidence, but that's just what they would say, and that's not the truth.
And you just keep on walking.
Yep.
And then the unfortunate thing too is when you get the coke drip in the back of your throat, it also triggers the scream. So afterwards you'll be out on the club floor, kind of just getting your groove on, feeling good. Just
I'm just imagining just like if I just got to press a button and then everyone who is currently on coke just like would randomly every 5 seconds like imagine going to a club just it's like you're at a fucking like zoo with howler monkeys,
like on a Saturday night. Go to like West Hollywood and
press the big button.
Yeah, just go into like any club and just stand on the sides and just go, and it's literally gonna sound like you're like at the zoo when the howler monkeys have some kind of like group political meltdown where they're feuding and they're all hooting and hollering, like kind of like in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
When they're like all like.
Well, actually, I have a recommendation for you. In your next, whenever it comes out, who knows, in your next musical venture, I would love you to add some howler monkey noises. See if you can put them in a song. Don't you have nostalgia for those sounds? Going to a zoo and hearing them from like the zoo entrance
at the Burbank Zoo. Oh, it always got me so excited because I would be like in line to get into the zoo, and you'd be able to like. Yeah. And you're like, dude, do they have like sound effects? And you're like, no, those are real monkeys.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay.
It also pairs well with safari music. You know, when you're.
That is actually my next album. It's mostly safari music. You notice I brought my
Matt Watson's Jungle Cruise.
I brought my guitar to work today
You did.
because I'm planning on doing some stuff in the recording room afterwards, and it's safari themed.
It was. I mean, I would call it a fiddle, a violin. It's not a guitar's. You know,
Leave the
Unless
music
that's
stuff. Leave the music stuff
Okay.
to the experts. All right.
I'm excited to hear whatever you got
It's
going
my
with
guitar.
that. Okay,
Can strum it.
that mini guitar, maybe that.
It's not a mini guitar.
It's definitely not the
made out of
size
wood
of a
and it's a
normal
guitar.
guitar.
It's my electric guitar.
And that would be a. Is it a uke?
It's a guitar.
Okay.
The guy that sold it to me said something. He said something about fiddling with it, and it's like, oh, you fiddle with the guitar. And I've been playing that ever since. That's how I learned guitar. But it's my guitar. So why don't you, like I said, leave the whole music thing to the the ones who know what they're talking about.
I mean, real talk though. I think there's like every now and then, you see an instrument, you'll get an urge to play it. I've had that with a piano. I'm sure you've had the same thing where it's like, oh, that would be great if I just knew how to play piano. I've had that with like a banjo recently, where like I wish I could just go out into like just my back patio where the gardeners are in the big what is it, brass fountain? I can't remember what material it is.
It's not brass, dude.
Okay. Well, I was trying to be
it's a nicer alloy, is what I'm saying. It's definitely not brass.
Go out there and just play my banjo. Maybe get their work done faster if, provide some of that.
Honestly,
the gardeners.
For the gardeners and landscapers out, trimming your rose bushes and stuff, if you went out there and started playing banjo, I'm sure, like, based on the tempo at which you're playing, it might kind of pick up the pace. Or
and I go the classic down 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 down. Yeah,
you start slow. It's like down 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 down. You're not too, like you could if you want them to work faster, there's many alternatives.
Dude, imagine having a magical banjo where you would play it, and depending on the tempo, would make time go slower, make it speed up.
That's a fucking movie right there.
I feel like that has to
Warner
be
Brothers.
There's something where someone's playing and controlling time with an instrument. I'm sure.
Not that I've ever. I mean,
the Time Traveler's Wife. He's playing the skin flute. Right?
Does he suck dick in that movie? I haven't seen it. So.
No, it's called The Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah, but that means there's a husband. So it's like, does he suck dick? Is there a scene where he sucks cock?
Not to my knowledge, but Matthew, I have to be honest with you. I've never seen the movie, so I can't confidently say that in the movie, The Time Traveler's Wife, he does not suck dick. I can't confidently say that. I have not seen it.
This is Schrodinger's cock right here. We don't know if he sucks dick or not because we haven't seen it. So
I did see the movie The Vow, however, which has nothing to do with The Time Traveler's Wife.
Is The Vow by the same people that made like those other Christian movies, like the one about the firefighter? Do you remember that movie, Fireproof? My dad took me to see it in theaters.
Was that a Christian one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't have any memory of Fireproof, but I know exactly the
My
type
dad
of
took me
movie
to see it
you're
in
talking
theaters,
about.
and looking back, because it's about divorce and like God and stuff. And looking back, I'm wondering if there were like some problems in the marriage. And my dad's like, "Son, let's go see this movie."
Would your parents' divorce a few years ago maybe be a bigger hint to there being problems in the marriage?
You really gotta bring that up.
Come on.
Let's go to ads.
Starting your own business is hard. Take it from me and my friend Matt Watson. It can be very intimidating. You don't know what steps you need to take first. There's so many different hats you have to start wearing. It can get confusing. Believe me, I know. It's like, don't you just wish there was some sort of tool or brand that could help me out here? And that's where Shopify comes in to save the day. Shopify is the commerce platform that millions of businesses use around the globe. And might I add, 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. From brands like Mattel and Gymshark to even us. Shopify has so many people covered. Get started by using Shopify's little website design studio. It has so many templates, you don't have to know how to code or make a website. They have it all there set up for you. They make it easy. Shopify is your commerce expert with expertise and knowledge in managing inventory, processing shipping, and dealing with other things that you would need to deal with in a business. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today over at shopify.com/super. Shopify.com/super. Again, that's shopify.com/super. You know, a marriage is a contract not just between a man and a woman, but it's between a man and a woman and God. So, yeah.
You know, it's very sacred.
So they broke a contract not just with themselves and their souls, but with God himself.
They broke it with God, which is honestly, both of our parents have failed that test. You know, it's a test of strength. You know, and both of our parents have shown that they're nothing but weak.
Yeah.
You know,
for getting divorced.
Yeah, tough it out, guys. You know, have you ever heard the Blink-182 song "Let's Stay Together for the Kids"? Yeah, I wish that they had. You know,
have you watched a little bit of Brother Steven Crowder?
God, I love Brother Steven Crowder.
Championing and wishing that men could just go, nope.
When you want to get divorced? Not on my watch.
Why do women get to decide if they get divorced? It just doesn't make sense. Are you quitting?
It's my wife.
Quitter.
It's the equivalent of just unplugging the console when you're losing. You know,
you're rage quitting.
We need a gamer conservative.
There are a lot of those, Matthew.
Well, I mean, we need a prominent gamer conservative voice.
Tim Pool.
True. That's why I'm wearing
Elon Musk.
I saw Tim Pool was actually recently. He was the very first question in the White House press briefing.
Yeah,
they panned the camera over, and he's sitting there in his fucking beanie. Like,
did you pay attention to the question he asked?
I didn't actually see the question. I just saw.
Oh, okay.
What did he ask?
He was essentially just kind of like.
Oh, did it have to do with
love
the
it.
deportation stuff?
I think maybe he references that, but one of the things he says, I saw the clip where he was just kind of like, so it's glad that you're introducing new voices, you know, because they're inviting podcasters and YouTubers into the press briefings.
He couldn't take the beanie off in the White House?
No, he couldn't. You know, but he was saying,
is that thing glued on?
I don't know.
It was like a childhood accident, like an industrial glue factory.
Maybe.
But what did he ask?
I don't know. I kept trying to get on track, and I stopped so many times that my brain broke.
No, you got it. What did Tim Pool ask?
It's glad I'm glad that you invited podcasters and YouTubers into the space.
Thank you, Tim.
And he was like, what do you have to say to people who disagree with that, or like legacy media who are coming and attacking those who you've invited? He was essentially like goading the press secretary to defend him and other and other conservative podcasters. That's what he used his time in the fucking White House to do.
So instead of like asking about any pressing issue, it's not like he would get a straight answer anyway.
No,
but you know, he goes, "Thank you for inviting us podcasters," and then Ryan and I in the back went, "Hell yeah!"
Well, the mics didn't.
They didn't pick it up.
We don't technically have a pass to get in there.
Which, yeah, we're very lucky that we probably shouldn't have even done that, because that's bringing attention to ourselves. We did get thrown out.
And who knows who those two men were that got into the White House?
You know, it's pretty easy. They can get in.
Yeah, confessing to breaking into the White House on a podcast probably isn't the best.
It's just a joke. We didn't break into the White House.
They said it on their podcast. They said they broke into the White House.
Dude,
they admitted it.
I would be legitimately like jaw on the floor.
Send them to El Salvador.
I was on their Patreon and I was watching the episode early with no ads.
I mean, he said he was going to send homegrown criminals.
And
we're homegrown, baby.
We're homegrown. We were born here in America and grown. This was our home. Dude, I love it.
And Donald Trump's always been correct about who is and isn't a criminal. Like with the Central Park 5.
He was historically correct on that one.
Yep. Just maybe a little fun fact. Donald Trump was not correct.
He also said that OJ was guilty. he was incorrect on that one as well. So Donald Trump,
Probably not the best
2 for 2.
best example to line up next to the Central Park 5.
Well, I'm just trying to
truly 5 innocent people of color that were harassed and degraded in the public eye, and then you have, I guess.
Well, I wasn't comparing
O.J.
OJ
Simpson
to the Central Park 5. I was just saying it's just another time when
he was right.
He was wrong.
Which is very rare for our president.
Yeah, and at least he can admit it when he is, you know?
Yeah, he just... Oh. It is painful, Matthew, that we are in this timeline. But, hey, you can just just smile and continue on.
All we can do is podcast about it, brother.
What's keep calm and carry on.
That's a British thing, man. You know?
I don't know. I mean, if you check where, you know, we kind of came from that area, so we can kind of take it from them a little bit.
Yeah. You know, that's the one thing we can take from the British. I don't want to take anything else from them, and that's not out of like respect. Like, I don't want to take anything else. It's like I don't want anything else from the British. That fucking beans and tuna on a fucking potato. And when we made that video, I saw a lot of you guys out there from Britain trying to, you know, pass the blame and be like, oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I'm British and I would never eat that.
You made it wrong.
Or they'd be like, oh, that's from South England.
Only losers get that.
Yeah.
Even though I included a clip specifically of like an hour-long line of people excited and giddy waiting for their. Now, who knows? Maybe, you know, they're not all getting the tuna and beans, but I bet you a good bit of them are.
Tell me something. If they're saying only losers getting that, you see that line. Do you think there's that many losers in England?
Mr. Beast had some.
What?
Mm-hmm.
From the same cart?
Yeah, before. Yeah.
So is that why it blew up? Was it the Beast Touch?
It was from what I don't know what specifically made it blow up. I want to say for a lot of people it was the drama with Keith Lee. Because he's a food reviewer and he tried it and didn't like it, and it got a lot of people to go, What the bloody hell? You're not even eating it right. You have to chew 10 times, then swallow. I don't know, you know.
He only chewed 9 and swallowed, and if he had just, you know, pushed through and done that 10th chew, he would have gone, oh!
It's releasing the flavor spores in the food.
Dude, that was disgusting. I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting me to have the worst reaction out of the two of us.
I know. I guess for me, it was just a big bowl of slop, and it wasn't like the most disgusting thing in the world. Like, it wasn't like our past endeavors, like with Ryan's soup or putting even cat food on a burger. It was just confusing to my brain to try. You know, maybe it's because we're not intelligent enough.
Right.
Because of the American education system comparatively.
I mean, it just kind of, to me, it felt like just mixing food together that, like, maybe if you asked, like, a kindergartner to come up with a brand new recipe based on things that they already have in the pantry, and you gave them 10 minutes, that's what they would come up with. And for me, looking back on it, I think what pushed it over the top for me was the tram sauce. I think it was the tram sauce mixed with the other flavors that made it taste a little bit like vomit to me.
It was the sriracha that had that, like, kind of...
it was the sriracha mayonnaise that, like... Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, and maybe I'm wrong, but it was that, like, mayonnaise-y sriracha...
Well, if someone were to vomit, this would be essentially like what someone would vomit. Like if they had a meal, and like let's say they start their meal off, they're eating like a tuna salad sandwich.
Sure.
Then later on, they have like a baked potato with like a side of beans and like
interesting
some protein.
Meal, right.
A baked potato with beans and protein.
Yeah.
Does that sound? You said interesting meal, like it was an odd meal.
Well, I mean, like,
do you think that is that an odd meal, like a protein, a baked potato, and some beans?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
it sounds like a classic Southern meal.
No, a tuna salad sandwich, a baked potato, and a side of beans. It's not like your everyday typical meal. Is what I'm saying.
Well, not for us because we have bowls of caviar usually, yes. just to keep us nice and thin.
Yeah, and
smart because of all the I guess the acids, the fishy acids,
fish oils,
the fish
like
oils.
the omega-3s.
Yeah,
and also, but something you have to think about is they're fish eggs, and you know when you eat them, the intelligence that fish would have had, albeit a small amount of intelligence, does get absorbed into your brain. I think that's what the fish oils are.
and when you dream, you're experiencing fish's memories from a past life.
I had a dream last night. I had sex with my sister. In case she listens to this,
you did?
No, I did not have a dream where I had sex with my sister. At least not last night.
So did you have a dream with when did you have a dream where you had sex with your sister?
Middle school?
If it wasn't last night.
Hypothetically, if I did, it would have been in middle school.
You gonna come out with an album?
Siblings.
So
I was listening to the podcast. No, she wouldn't even bring it up. I guess apparently my dad.
She's too pussy.
Yeah, she is.
She wouldn't confront me.
She would never confront her baby brother, who's a YouTuber, by the way. You know, maybe if her
Unless
baby,
she forget.
yeah, if her baby brother had maybe carried on and was still working at Chick-fil-A to this day at 29, you know, she might go, "Oh, I'm going to confront his white ass." But the fact that her baby brother went on to not only be a white YouTuber but a white podcaster, the race doesn't really matter. But
Successful white podcaster. Successful, handsome white podcaster.
very rare, by the way, successful white male podcaster.
And handsome.
And handsome. She won't confront me about it. Absolutely not.
The ball's in your court, Samantha.
Yeah, maybe you could send that little boy toy of yours to give me a phone call, and maybe he can try to talk some sense into me. I'd like to see him try, okay? He's your age.
He is, which means that she's kind of robbing the cradle.
She is kind of robbing the cradle.
She's like 50.
Yeah.
That would make you having a 50-year-old sis. I mean, there are some people with siblings where like the age difference is pretty prominent.
I have a brother in his 40s.
True. You know, it's not
Just not with the same mom.
No.
So,
To your knowledge.
I'm pretty sure my mom didn't birth my half.
Well, remember, you got those blueberries from your dad, not your mom.
He has blueberries too.
Does your mom have blue eyes?
Dude, this has been bothering me. Okay, because 2 episodes ago on the episode Matt's Parents Don't Watch This, I went in depth about my parents' divorce. Not sure why I put the accent on the D, but I talked about how, you know, it's like I got my blue eyes from my mom. And, you know, given the title, I thought neither one of my parents would listen to it because, as far as I know, my dad doesn't ever
You set a
listen.
boundary within the title of the podcast.
Right there. And as far as I know, my dad doesn't ever listen to the podcast. And my mom does listen to it. Maybe not every episode, but I got a text from my father that said, you didn't get those blueberries from your mother's side. You got those from the Watsons. And I was like, okay, so he listened to the episode then. Great.
But your mom has blue eyes, right?
I thought my dad had green eyes and my mom had blue eyes.
Is that not the truth?
I call my sister up because
Okay.
my sister has blue, green. They're bluish green. It's
Okay.
like it's an in-between, you know? So I'm like, I have blueberries. She has just kind of like Charleston ocean water.
Like mossy swamp water.
Yeah, swamp water, yeah. She's got them swamp
With
water.
some oil in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like maybe a boat broke down at one point and the motor leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got those. While I've got these pristine, like you could almost take a swim in them.
No, I comment on them all the time. They're so beautiful. Oh my god. He just flashed me his balls. His eyeballs.
So I call my sister and she's like, I think Dad has blue eyes. And I was like, You're capping, Samantha. Stop capping. And she said, no, I think he does. So I went on Dale's Facebook and
You looked at some pics.
first thing I noticed was my dad's Facebook has been hacked, and I don't know if he's noticed yet because he's posting. He's posted. Can we just show it?
What is he posting?
Let me just pull it up. I know. Like, I don't think my dad realizes.
Are you sure? Okay. Are you sure this isn't something your dad would post?
I'm positive this is not something my dad would post.
I'm positive. I want to see this shit.
So here's my dad's Facebook.
Okay.
Scroll down, and it's like, oh, cool. There's a new painting my dad's done.
Yeah.
Another painting my dad
Of
did.
course.
And then you have this picture of this dog, and it says ADHDer, and the dog is trying to walk around a bunch of obstacles on the floor, and he said, I can be all three in the same day, ... okay, mostly number 3. And it's a link to an Instagram.
What?
And my dad doesn't have ADHD, and
He doesn't believe in that.
no, he doesn't. So I think my
But
dad's Facebook,
but he's been on Facebook since that. Is someone
He
just
just hasn't
also
noticed.
Is someone also just in his account being able to like post shit?
yeah, this has no likes or comments, so maybe I just need to bring attention to it.
Liking it?
No, I'm just gonna say, good one, Dad. Okay. There.
Did you? He's gonna think you hacked his account to post that or something.
He's gonna call me and go, son, what's that shit you posted? And I'm like, what? My comment? He's like, no, that ADD shit.
ADD shit.
You know I don't believe in ADD or autism.
I believe in crazy people.
But no, I don't believe in autism
And
or
the
ADHD.
devil.
Wait, sorry, we got on a tangent. I went on my dad's Facebook to check, and I want you to tell me something. Do these? Oh, check out this. He did this recent painting. That's pretty good.
That is good.
But I want you to tell me if my dad has blueberries or
Or green berries.
green berries.
Okay.
God, he paints too much.
Yeah, you paint too much.
Hey, you paint too much, man. What is this?
I don't know.
What's my fuck?
Looks like a painting.
What kind of shit? What is this?
Ooh, not a good look.
Not a good look.
Not a good look.
Why did my dad post that?
I don't know. But I had a neighbor who had one of those flags, and I was just kind of like, interesting. Confederate.
Okay, now I was about to say it's not the Confederate flag.
The gay pride flag,
Yes.
of course.
It's actually the non-binary flag. My dad posted it. My dad's non-binary. But Facebook's way too confusing now. Tagged photos. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Are those blueberries or green berries?
Oh, hold on.
Those look like blueberries.
Those look
right?
like blueberries.
Yeah. And that's his that's his sister.
Oh, blueberries.
Blueberries.
Who's that creepy looking guy?
That's my gay cousin. Who's lovely, by the way, and not creepy.
Who's the ugly one?
That's his sister. And I do agree with you on that one.
Sorry, the joke is just me saying mean things about people I don't know, knowing that they're going to be someone that's close to you.
No, she is ugly.
Who's the creepy one?
Yeah, look, blueberries, right?
Yeah.
Now he's wearing a blue shirt, so it could be like.
God, your dad should get like a very obvious black toupee. It would look so good.
I need to Photoshop that.
It would look so handsome.
Luke, go ahead and show on screen what Dale would look like with a like if he's like, I'm not, son, I grew my hair back. I come home and he just has this, and I'm like, Dad, what's it? Toupee? What, are you speaking French, son? California's changed you.
He would be such a cute little bugger, dude. Booger.
He'd be a cute little bugger. Okay, I'm just screenshotting this so I can Photoshop.
It's a good picture.
Toupee on.
Your dad's a very handsome man, much like his son. Not like his daughter.
Are you talking about the other son?
Yeah.
The daughter, yeah. Let's just say the apple does fall far from the tree in that case.
Oh, yeah. And maybe hit a few branches on the way down.
Woo! And let's just say the apple fell from the tree because it was rotten.
Or if, I don't know. I'm sure there's some RFK Jr. joke because of a worm in an apple, because he had a...
The 5G actually makes the apples fall from the tree sooner than they're supposed to.
I read somewhere that he gave himself...
AIDS?
No. He gave himself some sort of poisoning because he was just eating a bunch of, tuna sandwiches or some shit. He got obsessed with it. I was like, I'm eating nothing but this.
So that meal you were talking about earlier
That could have been RF Keys.
That could have been
like,
RF Keys, like RF Keys.
RF Keys. It's
RF
Alicia Keys, brother.
You know, he has like some like a tuna sandwich, some toast, whatever the fuck in the morning, and then for lunch he has his ꜰᴏᴛ potato. What is a ꜰᴏᴛ?
It's Australian.
Yeah, is a ꜰᴏᴛ a thing?
It's an animal. Yeah, it's an Australian.
Is it? It's an animal.
Yeah.
Is it a bird?
No, it's
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's like a marsupial type creature or rodent. It's a mammal, I think.
Are you fucking with me? Because I'm looking up ꜰᴏᴛ. And it's
also
just
a brand.
clothing brand.
It's a clothing brand that's like for surfers. I used to have a ꜰᴏᴛ shirt when I was a young lad.
Oh yes, the ꜰᴏᴛ is an Australian term for a small lake, often an oxbow lake. Wait, what?
I thought it was an animal. Is a ꜰᴏᴛ not an animal?
No, yeah, it's ꜰᴏᴛ Zoo, ꜰᴏᴛ Sanctuary. But I don't see any animal being referenced as a ꜰᴏᴛ.
This is terribly embarrassing for me. I know all of our Australian listeners right now are just going, oh.
Yeah, all 4 of them. I don't know. We probably have.
Now we're down to 2.
Would you say there's at least 10 Australians that watch the podcast?
What are you talking about, dude? It's one of our biggest demographics.
50 Australians.
35.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be too generous, but you know, it's our second biggest demographic, so 35.
Australia is too far away. It is inconveniently far away.
It is like they need to move that shit.
Yeah.
Like they need to just go ahead and move it up off the coast of California.
They need to get a bunch of freighters and start pushing it.
Push that shit.
Yeah.
Some tugboats.
Push!
And push! Slowly but surely, they'll make their way up. They might knock New Zealand.
Like it's SpongeBob when they're moving Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, like they might knock New Zealand or like Papua New Guinea, you know, off course on the way. Maybe Tonga or something might get yeeted, but who cares?
Is there an Old Zealand?
That's a great fucking question.
Is there an Old Guinea?
New Zealand?
Is there an Old York?
Sounds like a candy shop from the 20s.
Old York?
Yeah.
Sounds like for me, it's like an old dog book. Probably just calls Old Yeller. And York sounds like a Yorkshire, whatever it's called, Yorkshire. How do you pronounce that?
You know, we're American. We'll say Yorkshire. And they'll go,
Yorkshire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to have another lovely potato with tuna and beans. And Worcestershire sauce. Wash it down with melted lollipops later.
I don't know. That's probably what they drink.
Probably some gross shit like that. No, they just drain the juice from the can of beans and drink that.
They put it in a flask, and that's what they're sipping on all day.
They call it some shit like bloody
taint.
Bloody taint. Yes, that's perfect.
You got any bloody taint on you?
Oh, yeah?
Shakes it a bit.
Oh, only got about half a flask left. Oh, go ahead. Go on then. Take a sip.
You want to get some head?
That's,
All right.
that's their term for having a sip of a drink.
Oh, you want some head? I could use some head right now.
That's just their. I don't know why the British use that term for like getting they're thirsty.
Drink.
It's like,
Oh, could I get some head? Of course, mate.
hands him the flask.
Oh, I'm getting my jollies off, mate.
Oh, good head. Good head, mate.
This is the best head I've ever received. Oh, my Lord! You're great at giving head.
He has just really good bloody taint.
Mm-hmm. The flask is just fantastic. It's one of those like hydro flasks, so the drinking experience is fantastic. He's also sucking the other guy off.
And if you think that we're just making fun and lying on the name of the British people, then we invite a British person to prove us wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We probably won't see the video or the post, but we still have the invitation because we like to be proven wrong.
Actually, I also would like to put an invitation out for our British audience. I know that some of you
may die, but it's a sacrifice
I'm willing to make.
From Shrek.
Yeah. But British people, the same way that Ryan and I have like redneck relatives, you and I are very civilized city folk, but if you take a few steps back in the family tree, like the picture I was showing you of my dad's sister, it's like you'll get some "Hi Matthew, how you doing?" That kind of thing. So I know that some of the British people, they have a similar thing where they've got it's like they just become more British. So you'll have they live out in the country and they have the really fucked up teeth, like
like the Cockney accent.
Yes. So
is Cockney's seen as I
think so.
Okay, British people, we finally need your help on something. It's to answer a question. Is like a Cockney accent, when you hear that, is that supposed to be like posh, like, oh damn, they live in a castle? Or is it like, damn, they live like out in the country and they're fucking annoying?
Damn, they must live in a single family home.
Because in the United States, even, I don't know, it's all dependent on one's opinion of it, but like in the United States at least, I would say categorically like a southern accent is like an archetype for stupid.
Right.
So like what would that archetype be in British culture? Like which accent?
I think it's like the really thick one with the fucked up teeth.
All right, love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. Like a dude named Nigel
Thornberry?
No, not Nigel Thornberry, dude. Don't fucking put some respect on his name, please.
Okay.
Rest in peace. But what I was going to ask is, some of our British fans, I'm sure you have a family member that is like atrociously British. If you could just film a video of them, just saying, like, giving a shout out to SuperMega Show, so we can use it as like a bumper. Like
maybe they're wearing like one of them white wigs.
Yeah, and it's like, my name is Nigel whatever Crockett, and
then just tell them what their favorite food is.
Yeah,
or their favorite movie. And why?
And end it with, and you're watching SuperMega Show.
I'm Nigel whatever. I love the movie Train Spotting. A spot of train. And I love SuperMega.
Yeah.
We'd make it a transition for ads.
Put it on Reddit, tweet it at us, send it on Instagram.
Oh shit, speaking of ads.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Ads.
Roll it. If I have to run from something, I'm fucked. That's right. It's me, Markiplier. Psych, if you were listening to the audio version, I bet that really pranked you. It's me, Ryan.
They might have been like, wait, whose podcast am I listening to right now?
Am I listening to the Distractables? Right. Or the, what's the sports one? Where he talked nice about our boxing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He was very kind.
In like a pity way? Well, at least for mine. Yours was actually a legitimately good boxing match. Yours was an edge-of-the-seat fucking boxing match. From start
more like
to
a
finish.
brawl. It wasn't so much of boxing with form or anything. It was just swinging slow.
It was like two bears fighting.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever seen a video of like
two bears in the woods.
Yeah, two bears in the woods having like a territorial dispute where they're both on their hind legs fucking going crazy. That was what that boxing match was like. And mine was more like just one of those videos where like a leopard goes and attacks like a raccoon.
Yours was like a That's So Raven vision.
And it was short enough to be one too.
Yeah.
It was short enough where like it could be a vision in That's So Raymond, and you wouldn't be like, this is too long for a vision. And then it pulls back out and you're like, yeah, that was a accurate, length vision.
Now, Matt, this is for the video listeners, but Luke, put in a sound effect so the sound people can, can follow along. Do you think it was this punch, or this punch that really did you in?
So what really did me in was not a face punch.
Oh,
believe it or not.
Was it was it this punch?
It was this punch.
Ooh.
So
the body shot.
Yes. That last face punch. So there's the face. Okay, so what did me in was he got this fucking liver shot on me. And you can see it in the video in the slow motion. That's the one where I go,
you like buckle.
Yeah, and as I'm buckling forward, that's when he gets me with a fucking haymaker right in the face. So that was that.
He gets to wind up for that one too.
He does. He literally fucking winds it. yeah, that 1-2 combo right there, that was what did me in. And I genuinely was shocked when they called the match. I know that sounds funny. I just genuinely was like, I was good to keep going. They or people watching the clip will go, no, you weren't. I stayed on my feet the whole time. And then when I sat down in between...
When you got in a fight with a ref, they cut it. You were like pushing them, saying, fuck that, fuck that.
And I beat his ass, which unfortunately people didn't get to see because it was like a redemption thing. But
you fucking spun him like those Olympic people spin and throw those things. I don't know what they're called. But you spun him out of the ring.
Yeah.
And he broke through the ceiling.
There was
like
a
little ding.
And it was like literally like shaped perfectly like him, the hole.
But I think because it was for charity, they didn't want to.
Yeah, they didn't want to bring a bad vibe. But
I feel like my fight just made everyone feel gross. I feel like, we're here for charity. And like yours was like a little fun, like, oh, damn, I can't believe that happened. And my fight was just like, is no one going to call this?
I was surprised they didn't call.
After I got knocked out.
Dude, they called mine real fast, which looking back, of course, I see why they called it. In the moment, right after the round ended, and I sat down, and my ref was talking to me, and they have the medical person like shining a light in my eyes, whatever. They're asking me if I was good, and I was like, yeah, I'm good to go, because the adrenaline,
of course,
the adrenaline of being in the middle of a stadium.
You don't feel what's going on, really.
Yeah, like with that many people cheering and all those bright lights and like getting the shit beat out of you, like the adrenaline, you don't feel the. I felt the pain of the body shot.
Yeah.
But the face ones, I didn't. Those didn't hurt because the adrenaline. Hurt my brain later on for several months. But basically, then they said they called it. I was like, what? Really? And then yours, they were just like, well,
keep going.
Yeah, just
go stand over there real quick.
We gotta hit the run time.
All right, keep going. I feel like you can obviously tell in my face, like I'm just like,
oh, you're done, dude.
Like it's like you essentially point me at him and I'll go. I wasn't like really thinking much.
I remember several times where I'm pretty sure in your head you were like, that has to be it, and then they say like that's when you learn there's gonna be more, and you're just like. You just give this kind of like resigned.
Well,
like,
after fucking going unconscious and then coming back up, I honestly thought like coming up off of the floor, like it was gonna be they're gonna get me up and they're gonna be like that was it. They were gonna lift. They eventually did lift Alex's arms for the winner, but like I thought they were going to do it right then and there. So when they were like no, you see me go over there, kind of rest on the side of the ring.
I was backstage watching on the TV your fight as the medics were examining me for like concussions.
Well, seems good to me.
Yeah. Go get yourself a drink now.
Yeah.
But basically, I was watching yours and I kept jumping up, and they were like, "You need to sit down. Sit, stay seated." And then I would jump up. And they're like, we need to look at your pupils, Matthew.
You were just getting so excited.
Yeah, it's my best friend out there fucking fighting his ass off.
If they allowed us to tag team Dad,
oh my God,
that would have been fun.
If we could fucking tag team his ass.
Doom. Okay, you go in now.
So that's the thing. Or both at the same time.
Okay. Bit unfair, I would say.
I don't think that's unfair. He uses anabolic steroids.
True. And he did snort a line before your fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, we all did,
as like a camaraderie thing.
Yeah, Ian and Anissa lined us all up in the back room. Everyone come around, I think it was just to kind of get something on all of us, just in case,
There were cameras, weren't there?
I mean, well, the thing is, I tried to bring up, it's like, hey, because I went and got Burger King during the fight, and I was like, hey, I was wondering if you could, like, pay for the Burger King since it was technically on like Creator Clash hours. And they were like, well, I don't know. I mean, remember how much fun you had with that Coke? And I was like, that doesn't answer the Burger King question. So then I started overthinking it. And I don't think I'm overthinking it anymore. I think that they were.
Well, now you got me overthinking it because I never thought of it as some sort of like, it's what Russia does. It's called compromat, where they purposely will set you up in a situation just to collect blackmail on a person to use against them.
But everyone did Coke back there. We all did a line.
Some of us did more than one line.
I mean, Mark was back there. He was the one that supplied it all.
And it was good. It was good Coke.
Just throwing accusations.
This is from a buddy from Nicaragua.
It's really good. Yeah, but God, you should have seen.
Can can some really good artist just draw a really detailed, beautiful portrait of like Mark high out of his mind on coke with like coke like around his nose and stuff?
I would love
like he's sweating. You can see some of the sweat bleeding through the shirt he's wearing.
like so you can see his nipples. I would fucking love like a beautiful oil painting.
I'd hang that up. We'd hang that up in the office.
If you mail it to us, ready? Like Mark. Like
what if we get so many
imagine
now?
the three of us, like you and I, like standing on opposite sides of Mark. We're all sweaty, pinpoint pupils. Mark is leaning down with the dollar bill, just dripping sweat. There's lines of coke.
See, I almost just like it.
Or
being
do you just
a
like it
picture
being
of
just
Mark, just because it's kind of like this. It's like this historical figures painting, but it's of Mark,
like in the style of like an old kind of almost like just an oil painting portrait. Yeah, like a Renaissance type thing. Guys, artists. I want the really good artists to think about this one,
not the ones that use crayons. Although
Good
y'all do some good stuff.
Did you ever get thunderclapped as a kid?
Oh, of course.
Like, yeah, for those who are
I
unaware.
think we call it like Mickey Mouse or some shit.
Yeah, it has different names, but I always knew it as a thunderclap. It's where you go up behind someone and you use both hands and you just their ears.
Yep.
And it is one of the loudest, most deafening, disorienting things that can happen. It can actually rupture your eardrums, so don't do it. But it is even at a light tap, it's very painful. So guys, if there's ever someone on the street being racist and you're like, I'm gonna be a hero and sucker punch them, you never know if the sucker punch is gonna do enough. So if you thunderclap them, they will be so disoriented they won't be able to retaliate.
And you'll know if the thunderclap worked because you'll see the yellow bird spinning up above their head.
Yeah, that's a clear sign that it worked.
And it just in case, you can follow it up with a bonk on the top of the head, and if you do it hard enough, it'll create a giant kind of like pink brood.
Yeah,
bump
and it'll rise up, so
Yep.
you'll know that it's and really, you know, because this person is a racist and they deserve it. If you want to go over the top, you can drop a piano from like a third or fourth floor window on top of their head, and you'll know that you did a good job with that one because they'll crash. You know, the piano will crash through them, and they'll be sitting upright through it, and their teeth, instead of their teeth, the piano keys will be there, and then they'll fall out one by one, making a sound. Right,
and as well, just to make sure that we're on the same page here, their eyes, while this is going on, will be going in circles around in their head, and it will sound like
out of sync with each other.
Yeah, it'll sound like marbles rolling. I guess just rolling around a spherical bowl or something.
Right, and ideally, you want all three of these to be occurring simultaneously.
Yes,
you want the bump, the teeth, the birds, but
so that's the best way to handle racists from our experience.
Nazis, racists, bigots, go buck wild, hog wild, buck wild,
either or,
Buck Cherry. Great
crazy
artist.
bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top.
This episode might have been. This might be a record for most lies we've told about other people we know. I did have a dream. I remembered a dream I had last night.
Okay.
This might be a good way to wrap it up. I had a dream last night because I was watching our clips guy that cuts clips. I was going through the Google Drive folder of
Just
him.
watching us.
And
in your dream or in real life?
No, this is real life.
Okay.
Before bed, I was watching through the clips, and there was one that I was like, oh, yeah, we probably can't post that one because it was Danny slander.
Of course.
So in my dream, we did a podcast episode where we came up with some new Danny slander, and I don't remember what it was, but I just remember it was not okay, and we aired it, and I remember like after the fact of airing it being like, oh no, we're gonna get sued.
Well, again, we would get sued again. Yeah.
And it's good time to put a disclaimer that Danny Sexbang is in no way affiliated with the white supremacist organization, the Proud Boys. Just want to make sure that is perfectly crystal clear.
Yes.
The wig stuff,
That's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
Because who truly knows at the end of the day?
I don't. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Super Mega Show. If you want to support us, you can go check out our Patreon where we've got an extra chunk of this episode, and you can get your name in the episode as a producer or executive producer. They're on screen right now.
Thank you to all of you.
Yeah, Ryan tipped his hat to you.
I did.
I'll tip my beanie. I might have done it the wrong direction.
I think it was fun. I think Luke can still, he'll zoom in to make sure.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, for real. Your support means the world. It allows us to do stuff like the Jesus sketch we released recently, and it allows us to afford several expensive vacations. Don't talk about the parasailing lessons.
But
See you guys. And it was like yellow, and it was just the last thing I wanted to see before we started. And I had to make an effort to purge it from my brain before I ate my food. So if you're a patron, the person who sent me that, you really ruined part of my night. And I